business on display. Yeah, 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 yeah. We gon' put your business on display. I got winners on the way. You know you can't knock the hustle. And if you gotta get in place, then we gon' put your business on display. Grab a seat with Nisha for a minute. And if you got the goods, we can talk about your business. She know what it's like to make a move independently. And I don't fake it's like that. We've been trusting God like that. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, we gon' put your business on display.
Hey, everybody. How are you? Nisha here with Nisha's Network. Coach Nisha, all my many hats that I wear. I'm super excited to dive into our conversation today. I was sharing that with someone that, more than diamonds, rubies, and pearls, I'm that person that would prefer to travel. Houses and land. I mean, you should have something to invest in yourself, and you should have something to kind of make sure that you have being a wise steward over your monies and for the future. But for pleasure, I prefer not to go and spend tons of money on materialistic things. I prefer to spend money on experiences. I love to travel. I love to get away from the regular scheduled program. I love to exhale. And as many of you all know, we've been in the middle of this pandemic and different things like that, and we're kind of on the outskirts of it. And I say kind of because some of us are still wearing masks and some of us are not. But I'm just excited about my guest today, and we are going to be talking about travel. So I'm going to welcome, without further ado, none other than Kiana Jones and Dominique Johnson. Welcome, ladies.
Hi.
I'm so excited to have you guys here. They are college buddies, and they launched a business called Destination Manifestations. And it's such a powerful name, ladies. But before we actually talk about the travel piece, I want you to separately introduce yourselves. Give us a little bit about your background, and then we'll get into our conversation. Kiana, you go first.
Okay. Well, hello. My name is Kiana Jones. I have, me and Dominique met at NIU. So I have a bachelor's and master's in public health with the emphasis in health promotion. And I also have a doctorate in counseling, adult and higher education. Um, in regards to traveling, I love to travel. I always like to, my thing is immersing myself in the culture. So I'm a foodie. So whenever I travel anywhere, I always
What?
try foods based on the culture. And I just love the overall experience. I've been to 21 of the 50 states, 3 continents, and 9 countries. So yeah, traveling is my thing. If I don't do anything else, I need to travel. So this pandemic in the beginning, it was definitely hard for me because I couldn't get out and about the way that I'm usually used to moving around. So yeah, that's one of the things or one of the reasons that we had started to develop the destination manifestations.
Nothing.
So
Okay, that's wonderful. Dominique?
And hi, everybody. I am Dominique Johnson. I have a background in nutrition and dietetics. I have a bachelor's in nutrition and dietetics. I'm a dietetics technician registered, and I also hold a master's in public policy. Again, like Kiana, for me, travel has always been my playground. I feel like travel is the one place that I get to not be a full grown up, and I get to not be. That's how I look at it. And I get to not be responsible, because I feel like when we're home, we're like, oh my God, if I'm off, I have to clean, I have to do this and that. But when I go away, it's like, this is my me time. This is my time to enjoy life. So I love food too, but I'm also an adrenaline junkie. So I love the parasailing. I love the skydiving. I love the zip lining, you name it. And that's what I'm looking for when I travel. I'm looking for the thrill. If I ain't getting a thrill, I'm kind of mad. But that's that's really my time to let loose, but also to kind of reset. Because as an adult, we have so many things that lay on us and have that are responsibilities that we are responsible for every day. and nobody ever gives you the permission to play. And so that's one of the reasons why I love Destination, because it gives us a chance to be able to help people to play and give people a chance to release and be able to live out their wildest dreams.
Yes. Well, if you all are watching, we are here with Kiana and Dominique, and they are the proud owners of Destination Manifestations, and it's a travel agency. So now we know old school travel agencies, you can walk right up to the door and walk in with an office full of people. They probably still have some of those, I'm not sure. But the none that I know of, but that you can walk through the door, you can go in, say, schedule an appointment, and sit down with someone at a desk and go ahead and plan your trip. And I have so many good questions, you guys, but they're just coming to me now. But one of the things I wanted to say was, now that we are in the world of technology, travel agency is different. Travel agents are different. So I would love for you to share, what makes your travel agency different than others. What makes it stand out?
So the biggest difference is our background. So a lot of people automatically say we're a travel agency, and we are a travel concierge. So there's a difference.
Okay, come on through. Wait. Travel concierge. Did you all hear that? So Dominique and Kiana are not just is not a travel agency. They are a travel concierge, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right,
Yes.
let's go. Okay.
So the difference is, like you stated, with the travel agency, they used to have storefronts where you walk in, you tell them where you want to go. They give you a printout, you give them your money, and that's pretty much the end of it. With the travel concierge, which is what we do, we add more of a personal touch. It's travel with care. So one of the things that we do is we set up a consultation with our clients first. And one of the first things that we ask them is, what is your goal? And a lot of people don't think about that. They just say, I want to go here. But what is your purpose? What is your goal? What are you trying to get out of the trip?
Okay, so I'm going to stop y'all a whole 1,000 times, okay? Okay, so here's one of my goals, and I want you out, and I'm going to dive right in with the big stuff, you guys. Okay. So I know travel concierge and agencies have to make their money. And I have had plenty of things with third-party, the third-party people online to get those hot deals. And I've had some struggles there, and I'll talk about that a little later. But one of the things that I wanted to say was the cost. My goal is to have the cost, me smile at the cost. So that's usually the way I choose. I say, I want to spend this much money. I want a 5-star experience. And then I want all inclusive. And I don't want to, eat chicken every day. Okay. Or something like that. But I think my goal would be the cost. So tell me a little bit about the cost, because I have my own little idea about the cost and how I kind of swindle it down. But I'll ask you all after you all tell me.
Okay. Do you want to answer?
The first thing we do with our clients is, that's our first basis, is what is your budget? We start with that. What's your budget? Also, in that budget, what are we expecting to get out of that budget? And then from there, we typically, for us, we have a initial fee to get started. After the initial fee, that initial fee gets deducted from your overall cost. And usually we are able to match our client's budget, if not go under.
Yeah, we typically go under.
Wow.
One of the things for us, we admit we are nerds. So because of our backgrounds, we're researchers.
Degrees, we're researchers by nature.
I'm a nerd too, so go ahead, y'all. But still an artist. Go ahead.
We're researchers, so we dive deep. And without going into too many details, one of our partners with the airline companies and things that we work with, they contacted us and they said, how many researchers?
Oh my God.
Like
we have 400 searches.
400 searches, and it's just the two of us. They said, so how many employees do you have? Because you did 400 searches last month. And I'm like, what are they talking about? I'm like, it's just us. And that boggles their mind
Yeah.
because we've done just that many searches because we dive deep for our clients to
Yeah.
provide them the best deal as possible.
Well, that alone right there wins me over. Okay. 'Cause, okay, so I'm gonna tell you all, I'm gonna be transparent. So a long time ago, my favorite place to travel is Jamaica.
Mhm.
I've been 6 times, me and my husband, and it's probably because it's my first experience of a Caribbean. Do you
Mhm.
find, before I talk about money, do you find that people's first experiences, that's where they always want to go back to?
Yes.
If they've
Um,
had it, you know what I mean? It becomes their
Oh, that's a big one. I never thought about that. My first experience with travel is DC. And I'm always telling her I absolutely love DC. I've been to DC 3 times and I've been down to get us to go back because I want to try to go for the business. So yeah.
mhm.
That's
Oh, that's so
interesting. Missed
awesome.
that.
So travel just doesn't have to be, I mean, the normal. Las Vegas, New
No.
York,
Mm-mm.
um, I can't even think of places that are DC would be for, I don't know, historical.
No.
And see, that's another thing that makes us different in regards to other companies, because we don't just focus on the basic things. Like
Oh,
with
yeah.
Vegas, with one of our clients who we have set up doing a day trip to Vegas, the first thing people think about in Vegas is gambling. The
Yeah.
way that we have her itinerary set up for the day, she does zero gambling. Everything is excursions or activities and restaurants. Not one time in that itinerary is she going to the casinos. So we think outside of the box in regards to locations, whereas where someone may pick a location and say, oh, well, that's all you can do there is this. But we find the small details or the little nuggets, as we like to call them, in that area, and we just broadcast it like, well, did you know that you can do this here? Or did you know that you can go here at this location? And that's what really excites people because they're like, I never knew they had that there.
Wow.
So,
Wow. So, I was thinking about this. Well, one of the things that I do, and I did it on a dime. A travel agent actually told me this, and I won't say where they are, but they were in business for years in the south suburbs of Chicago. And they said, "Why don't you wait?" And she wasn't supposed to tell me this, but she said, "Why don't you wait till 6 weeks before you're going on your trip,
Hmm.
and then call me,
Hmm.
and I'll be able to find the best deals because
Yeah,
you
that,
waited, because we have to get rid of trips." How y'all feel about that? And I
yeah,
was always able, I know I took all 3 of my daughters for me and my husband's anniversary to Jamaica for $5,000, all inclusive. And it
yeah.
was it was it was 5 of us.
Yeah.
And we went for like 6 days. It
mm,
was a beautiful resort. This was about, well, I've been married 33 years, so it was 8 years ago. But I'm just saying that to say that I was like blown away by that. So tell me a little bit if that is true. Or what do you all recommend? I mean, last minute is probably not good, but
Well, I mean, that depends, right? So I will say this without giving away all of our secrets. Every destination has a season. And if
ah,
you learn the seasons, you can go wherever you want to go on an affordable place, an affordable price. Now, your hotspot times are the summertime, so you can't, so like so when you're talking about with spring
mhm.
break, the kids are out, the airlines and the hotels know this is their prime season, so you can expect to spend more money during the summertime. But depending on the seasons of the year, you can really get some really great prices for to some destination that you never would have thought so. Didn't we spent what $800 to go to Brazil with for a flight
Yes.
and hotel?
what?
So for us, that's one of the reasons why we started the business because this is also my travel buddy
Yes.
beyond my college buddy and
Okay.
sorority sister. Um, we travel everywhere.
Yeah.
We're the ones that are ready to pick up and go. So one of the things that we do the research.
Mhm.
So we're always able to find deals, and people have for years have said, "Oh my God, I can't believe you just went here. I know you spent like $3,000-4,000." And I'm like,
Nope.
no, we spent $800.
Yeah.
And they're like, what?
It was wrong for rock bottom.
So we find the deals
Mhm.
that best fits our needs too. And one of the things that we also like to let people know is you have to be open when it
Okay.
comes to traveling.
Yeah.
A
Okay.
lot of times people have champagne taste on a low budget.
Popsicle money.
Yeah, yeah. And that's fine, but you also have to be realistic. And one of the things that we pride ourselves on is we don't just sell our clients anything, like we are realistic and we're
Okay.
upfront.
Mhm.
It's for us, it's not about just making the money. It's
Mhm.
about making sure that our clients have the best experience possible. So
Okay.
there are situations where some clients have said, for example, one of our clients contacted us and said they wanted to go to the Dominican Republic because they saw I had went to the Dominican Republic. Um, and they just decided they wanted to go 2 weeks before their birthday.
Oh yeah.
So I dived deep, looked into the research, but the prices weren't fitting their budget, and the airlines, the times, and the stops were ridiculous.
Okay.
So there, I told them, I said, you know what, this I wouldn't pick this destination right now,
Wow.
um, because there's too many stops. You won't get to enjoy your time because most of your time will be spent at the airport. And then the prices that they're trying to give for the resorts are not worth it right now. Now, that could have meant that we lost out on money, but I would rather do that than just sell our clients something and
Yeah.
then they have a terrible time and they never come back to us.
We
Yeah.
definitely don't believe in sending you on a destination or as I look at travel, a vision that we wouldn't take ourselves.
Correct.
Okay.
We put ourselves in our clients' shoes. And so if we look at something and it doesn't make sense, whether it's monetarily wise, where we're talking about down from the flight to the resort to like we went back to the table several times.
Mm-hmm.
I would say with a client, we had a beautiful destination plan. Once I started again diving deep, because we don't just say, oh my God, we made this amazing deal, let's go ahead and make this money. When I dived deep, we found that there were additional costs along with some additional time spent that client would have had to undertake in order to do this particular destination, because the particular destination requires like an additional boat ride to get to the resort and all that kind of stuff. And that particular client told us from the beginning, we go back to that initial question, what is your goal? She said, my goal is to be able to relax. So when we looked at that particular, everything she would have to go through, I said, I got to go back to the drawing board.
I said,
Wow. So, I was thinking about this because I've stumbled across a few first class tickets. I'm gonna say by accident, because literally, and even with calling people in for bringing people in for conferences and different things, and they say, "Oh, we only travel business class, we only travel first class," and the comforts of that is absolutely amazing. I wanted you to just give me just a quick tidbit about that. Now, I guess you can't have a whole budget on first class, huh? Or can you? Have you all had experience where you stumbled across getting people first class tickets along with their all inclusive trips or along with their travel destinations?
well, one of the things that we ask our clients is what's their preference? Do you
Okay.
want to travel first class or are you okay with economy? We try to tailor everything based on their needs. So
Okay.
a lot of our clients, they have actually said, to me, it's not worth it with the first class. We had one client that did ask about first class, and we gave them the price range for that particular airline. And then they were like, well, it's really not worth it. Now, there are other perks that we are able to add on with certain clients, because one of the things that we do besides diving deep is we pretty much make negotiations with the airlines and the resorts. And I think that I actually enjoy it. It's more of a sport to me to be on because I actually call them and I say, look, I have a client. This is their budget. What can you give me? And I'm on the phone with them for
Wow.
2 hours and they're like, maybe I just drive them crazy. And then they're like, okay, look, we can give it to you for this
Okay.
price. So
Okay.
then I get to go back and tell the client like, oh, you don't have to pay that extra $300. So they knocked it off because But on our end, it was because I was on the phone with them for 2 hours telling them like, no, that's not good enough. No, I think that you can do better. And they're like, what? Like, no, I think that you can do better. Give me a better product
Yes.
than that.
Yes, yes. Well, I am so excited to tell people about your travel concierge services and business. And if you guys are looking to travel, I highly recommend Kiana and Dominique. Nisha's Network approves Kiana Jones and Dominique Johnson's with Destination Manifestation. I love the manifestation, please. It's going to make your dreams come to life. It's going to make your vision come to life and come to pass. And that's really, really exciting. I would love to share one of the things that I think about is like, I've never been to Greece. I've never been to Ireland. I want to go to Ireland. People are like, why do you want to go to Ireland? I just see the greenery and it just like draws me. My favorite color is green. Case in point, Nisha's Network. But I love greenery and I love, looking at that. So would you say it's a safe time to travel outside of the States right now? And I'm not talking about Caribbean. Because I've been to the Caribbean probably 3 times since the pandemic, and they have been very cautious and keeping us. As a matter of fact, St. Lucia didn't even let us in. They wouldn't accept our vaccinations. Like we got our vaccinations, and they were the major test one. I can't even think of PCR, and they sent us and said, no, this is not acceptable. Go figure. And it was the one in the doctor's office and everything. But I want to know what you all feel about the travel right now outside of the United States over into other countries.
So I'll use us as an example. So when I graduated with my doctorate, I wanted to celebrate. And my first thing is going out of the country. So we had planned a trip to Rome. We got the airline, we got the flight, we got the Airbnb.
Oh, Airbnb, that's a whole nother topic.
Oh, yes.
Oh, girl, we have to talk about that because I've had stayed at some horrible Airbnbs. Oh my gosh. Okay, we don't even have enough time to talk about that. Y'all have to come back. Okay,
yes,
go ahead.
So we got everything together, and then this was last year. So we were literally 2 weeks away from traveling, and then we get an email from the airlines saying that they canceled our flights because they're not allowing Americans. They're not allowing any American flights into their country. So this was literally 2 weeks before we were leaving. So needless to say, I was devastated. We were all devastated. But we pulled it together and we were like, okay, let's find somewhere else that we can go. So we ended up going to Brazil.
And Brazil had just opened up their they had just allowed for international travel. They had closed their doors, and they had just allowed for it. So we were right in that first week.
Yep.
So you found somewhere to go, even when one place closed the doors. You said there's gonna be another space or place, or did you look for it? Did you all have to search for the other destination?
Absolutely, but I wasn't about to let my friend's celebration go to the. She worked too hard for that doctorate degree, so yes, we were able to turn it around in 2 weeks, and again, we went to Brazil for
a week.
And,
well, actually, a little over a week. It was like 10 days.
Yeah, we was there for 10 days. Oh yeah. But we were there for 10 days, and we spent $800 to go. So yeah.
Can you just say it again? $800 to go.
Yes, $800.
I love that. Okay, look, and I was saying, I love to travel. I love like going everywhere, and I that's my thing. That's what I love to do. Even if I used to make the running joke, even if I travel to Joliet, Illinois, that was a running joke, y'all. But I was just saying that to say, any way is a good away. Any away is a good away for me, as long as it's
very true.
Yes, my regular scheduled program. Now, I know we're about to close, but I want to talk about real quick. I love the fact that you said you'll find restaurants, and that's one thing that because foodies. I'm glad you're a foodie, Kiana.
Yes,
and I'm glad you're an activity specialist, Dominique.
Oh, yeah.
Because I got stories, y'all, but I'm just thinking about that. But that's one of the things that all inclusives are okay, but the food and the fragrances after a while start to be a little monotonous. So if you're on an all inclusive resort and people plan a trip with you and they say, we want to go to an all-inclusive resort, will you still recommend outside the all-inclusive more outside activities?
Please, that would be me. Please. There, when you say you're going to Jamaica and your only vision of Jamaica is the resort, you're missing so much. When you go to these places, each one of these places have their own unique flavor and their unique culture. You mentioned greenery. A lot of us are from Chicago and used to seeing the high-rise buildings, the smoked out skyline because of the pollution from these buildings. And when you go to these other countries, it's so green. It's so beautiful. It's so clean. Kiana was able to spend how many weeks in Ghana?
I spent almost a month in Ghana.
And to be able to have the experience of really clean food, down to the fact of her own digestive system changing. You have to be able to touch the places beyond the resorts. And that's one of the reasons why actually we've gotten beyond resorts. We're not all-inclusive people anymore. Because you miss out so much. And that's why we always try to encourage our clients when we do want the all-inclusive experiences, because they're not bad, to not spend so much time on excursions. If you're going to go somewhere, be mindful how much time you spend there, because when you say you're going to this place, if your only vision is the excursion, you're missing out on the whole experience.
So Dominique, I'm gonna stop you there, because so would you say, so all-inclusive is always the affordable way, as they say, but it's not always the experience way. So would you say you would spend probably the same amount of money, if not more, not going all-inclusive? Because most people say, I want to go all-inclusive. I'm not a drinker, but I know people that drink, that's mainly the reason they get the all-inclusive, and I heard it's bottom shelf liquor or whatever. I don't know, because I'm not a drinker. But what I'm saying is that, so would you recommend, I know it's all about the client, but just in your recommendations, just with the experience, would you say you prefer your own personal preference to not be all-inclusive or to go all-inclusive?
To not be all-inclusive.
It really depends on what you want. So there are times.
But what about with kids?
And that's what I was going to say. Yeah. So even for myself, like there are times where I don't want to have to worry about anything and I just want to get taken care of, so to speak. So yes, then at those moments I would choose all-inclusive. Okay. But you're not necessarily spending a lot of money if you don't pick all-inclusive. Our prime example for ourselves is Brazil, because we stayed at an Airbnb. So we had our own place, which meant we had to cook and go to restaurants and things like that. And we had a great time. And we did not spend a lot of money at all.
You recommend Brazil? You keep. I just.
Yes.
It took us.
That
years
was
to
on
go
our
to Brazil.
bucket list.
We were afraid, like you said, because of the things you hear in the news. And so one of our frat brothers, he goes to Brazil like that's his second home. He was like, y'all got to just go. So we was like, we just jumping off the cliff and we're going. And it's so different. That's why I say you have to immerse yourself beyond the resort. I'm gonna detour a little bit from my co-owner and counterpart and say that for me, I believe you can have a much more affordable experience not going the Airbnb, not going the exclusive route. And the reason why is because depending on where you go, the American dollar can go very far. But that's where we talk about knowing your research, being able to have a concierge that can take care of those things for you, that can be able to help you be able to understand what each place has to offer. When you begin to know what each place that has to offer, when you begin to know what ways you can be able to maximize your time and your experience and your money, you'd be surprised at things you can do in a place beyond just the Airbnb, just beyond the all-inclusive resort.
Wow. Y'all got me really thinking. I'm just like, wow. Well, this has been a really informative conversation. And I want to end it with this, and then I want you guys to, just share your last thoughts. But one of the things that really stands out to me is fear, and fear of that which has happened, fear of just going to another space and not knowing what's going to happen, fear of getting stuck somewhere. Like me and Wes, we made it back by the skin of our teeth with some friends, March 16th, 2020. From a cruise. And then we got back from Florida, and the day we got back, from the cruise. We spent a couple days in Florida. They were shutting stuff down slowly. And the day we got back, 4 p.m. that day, they were like, everything shut down. And I know many people got stuck. So I know we're a little bit past that now, but the fears of even just the wars and the different things. I know lovely people that always go to Dubai and they say, oh, you just need to go, or you need to go over to Israel, you need to go. And I'm just like, I'm just a little, apprehensive, if you will. So how do you all feel about that?
It's all about, once again, it goes back to the research.
Okay.
So there are a lot of areas where if you type it in or you watch the media, they say it's dangerous and you see all this violence.
Yes.
However,
Yes.
for myself with Ghana, I've always wanted to go to Africa. But what we see in the news is it's famine, it's poverty, it's the land is barren. However, it was the exact opposite when I went. And that's something that I told her so many times when I got back. Like, it was just so beautiful. And I'm so glad that I got out of the mindset of doing my own research and actually going to experience it for myself, because a lot of times what we see on the media is not an accurate depiction
Okay.
of what that area is or what that area can be or what it can offer. So even with the guidelines now with COVID,
Yeah.
for going back to Brazil, it was looking at the sites, it was a high rate in regards to, or a dangerous area to be in for COVID.
Okay.
However, it's all about how you prepare yourself and how comfortable you are with following certain guidelines. For them, they had no issues wearing a mask. Like for us, we're always protesting and saying, it's my right not to wear a mask. We went over there, it was automatic. Like nobody walked around without a mask.
Okay.
So, and they said, this is the rule. So this is what we go by.
And that's what you follow. Yeah.
Mhm.
You'll stay safe. Well, I have enjoyed my conversation with you ladies this morning, and I'm looking forward to you guys. If you're watching right now, I highly recommend go to Facebook, go to Instagram, look up Destination Manifestations. Their website is under construction right now, but it is coming very, very soon because they're a part of Nisha's network, you guys. So this, that, and the other. We're excited. I'm so excited. I mean, y'all know it makes me want to travel right now. I'm ready. I better have to find my money right now. But I'm so grateful you guys join me. They are members of Nisha's network and they are approved. And so Kiana Jones and Dominique Johnson, business owners of the Travel Concierge. I love that, you guys. It just sounds so, it flows. It makes me say, I can trust this opportunity. I know we didn't talk about any bad experiences, and that's really great. So I'm looking forward to just connecting with you guys and doing some traveling with you guys. I'm super excited to have you here. Thank you so much. Are there any last words you want to leave? Both of you all give me one last word that you can leave with our viewers so that they can know that they can trust the Travel Concierge of Destination Manifestations.
Well, I don't know, I'm mad in my heart with someone else. Just listen to you talk about fear. But I would just say, for us, we put travel with care. We are we work with our heart. We love what we do. And more than anything, I just would encourage your client, if you're looking for someone who is passionate about what they do, who can help you to take your vision and your and amplify it, then definitely look with Destination Manifestation.
Destination Manifestations. Go ahead, Kiana. Thank you, Dominique.
Well, for me, it always comes down to the care. So like I said, our job doesn't just stop once you pick your package. We continuously take care of you. So we do a bon voyage package with you as well once you get closer to your destination. So that's everything pertaining to your destination all in one. So you don't have to look up all these emails and stuff. And we constantly get feedback from our clients saying, I cannot believe all I literally did was show up at the airport. And you all had everything else taken care of. And that's the pride, or that's one of the things that I enjoy, is having happy clients. Not just money, but happy clients and returning clients.
Yes,
So allow us to help you manifest your destination.
yes, yes, yes. Manifest your destination. Make your dream come alive. Your dream trip. Make it come alive with Destination Manifestations with Kiana and Dominique. Grateful you guys were here. I'm going to ask you guys to hang tight. You guys have joined Nisha's Network. Please hit share. Go and subscribe to nishasnetwork.com. And by all means, head on over to YouTube and hit our YouTube and subscribe to our channel. So excited. Thank you, ladies, for so much information. We got to do this again because I had a floodgate of questions just overwhelmed me when you were talking just now, Kiana. So hang tight. Until next time, you guys, thank you so much for joining Insightful Moments with Coach Nisha and Nisha's Network. We will talk to you guys soon. Hang tight, ladies. Okay.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, we gon' put your business on display.